them boys.
Yes, sir. We got another one. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Lose Takes. I'm here. I got a double one for you. I got the trap and I got Henny. Hey, Henny in the building, right?
Yeah,
Shay,
man,
tell
the
them how
liquor
they.
store in here, man.
Yes,
What's
sir.
happening?
Don't.
What's happening?
Hey, tell them how you feeling.
Man, I'm feeling like the champ because I just ran that fade with Land on that NCAA,
And was
and
about to lose.
I was not about to lose. Now you see, we cut our match short. It was 14-14, but he leaving out the fact that I'm already the reigning champion.
Nah, see, it went 14-14 really because it was
It's really
14-7. I had the ball in the red zone, and I just YOLO'd it because I knew we weren't going to be
now.
able to finish.
I need more proper
So
context.
forget about that. Don't forget about it.
Now he took a 20-yard sack, so he had a good ball in the red zone.
I wouldn't have been doing all that. I
playing
was
with
just
Bama?
trying to.
Nah, he was playing with Colorado. Sorry.
Every time I play with Bama, he try to play with Ohio State, and they be cheating. So
He don't like playing Judkins. Crazy.
I don't want nothing to do with that man. No,
Man,
Man, that man ducked the smoke.
I
I can't play NCAA too much. I mean, I'll be playing, but I'm gonna get too into that draft season. It's way too early, even though, man, the way this season looking, draft season gonna be stressful as hell. It's not as straightforward as I thought we was gonna be able to take a receiver or running back, but man, D tackle look like an issue, receiver looking like an issue. What has really disappointed y'all so far this season?
What disappointed me?
Mm-hmm.
Position group. Let's just say a position group that disappointed me. I'm not just going to single one individual person out. Offensive line. I'll say offensive line because we got veterans not playing well. I expect the rookies not to play good. And shout out to Cooper Beebe. He is probably one of your most consistent offensive linemen right now. But yeah, it really ain't been. Yeah, the Quincy. Like we had a good match. He had Texas. He had Texas, and I had Arkansas.
What he said?
He said he let me win. Now,
Oh.
I begged this man not to go for it, and then he went for it, and he ended up losing the game. But yeah, dog. Like the offensive line has been abysmal. And we didn't have to, it didn't have to be this way. Is my thing, man. Because the Dallas Cowboys could have just kept Tyron Smith for what they get from Tyler Guyton, and you would have still had your continuity. You could have spent your first round pick on a different position, maybe another wide receiver. Imagine if Dak Prescott. I know he went one pick before, but imagine if Dak Prescott had Brian Thomas right now, or had Xavier Worthy, or one of these other skill position players.
We could have got Worthy.
Yeah, we could have easily got Worthy.
Yeah, we did good.
Keon Coleman, like you could have spent
Leggett.
that first, but Leggett, you could have spent that first round pick on another player if you're gonna get lackluster results right now. And this is my thing. I'm not saying that Tyler Guyton won't eventually be a good left tackle. It's just the fact you got to wait on that. And I thought that we were trying to compete right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the frustrating thing. You get a bunch of these players that need developmental reps. They need time. You got to put them in the oven at 350 and let them bake for an hour. For a couple of hours, like a Thanksgiving turkey. So we ain't got there. I needed me a microwave player. I needed somebody I could throw in the microwave, put a little water on them, heat them up like some ramen noodles, man. I need that. I need some shit I can put in my belly right now to fulfill my needs to survive, man. We didn't do that in this draft. It's been a lot of draft and develop, and never really no splash players coming in, man. So that's my frustration with that. But offensive line, like they can't do much right now, pass blocking or run blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say, I feel what he's saying, man. It feel like the message from the top is unclear to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, it finally came out that we supposed to be under this soft rebuild. So, I mean, and it seems like it, but it was never a clear message. And it don't feel like we were strategic in the way that we wanted to do it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's clear that we was a good team. We went 12-5. We seemed like we was close. But in my opinion, the good teams be aggressive and when they acquiring players and stuff. So we don't never, ever, ever do that in the draft or in free agency. So, I mean, we don't have an aggressive bone in our body when it comes to that. But I think that was one of the biggest issues. But for me, the position group that's like, that's a little underwhelming is the wide receiver room. And I
Mm.
like Jalen Tolbert, but I'm talking about CeeDee Lamb almost. Like, I'm talking about the whole room, like at the room as a whole. And you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at that room, like Troy Aikman said, he sees some laser routes and stuff like that. I'm just looking at that room. I thought that was going to be something that I could stand on. Brandon Cooks being hurt, that's another issue. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's like, maybe it was more important than we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not too high on Cooks, I know some people are. Maybe that was a little, maybe it was hurting us more than I gave it credit for.
Are you? I'm mad about that because I don't know about y'all, but when they said and they came out that he got an infection from a cleanup surgery, like I ain't stupid. You feel me? Like you don't how it goes. You see the primary care. He refer you to the specialist. Specialists do an X-ray. They do surgery, and then after that you heal up. Then they come back with the cleanup. So and then I remember back. If y'all remember back during training camp, there was a big portion where Brandon Cooks wasn't participating, and they kept that on the hush hush. And I'm mad because I think if they would have said something, we would have been like raving about going to get somebody a lot earlier. I don't know if they was doing it because Brandon Cooks told them to hush hush, or Jerry was like, hey, I don't want y'all, I'm gonna hide this from them.
Yeah.
The way they said it went down is that he got injections first because he didn't want to get a cleanup procedure. I believe there's been a lingering knee issue for a long time because, like you said, there's been times in training camp that he wasn't participating at all. But he said that he went to get the injections so he wouldn't have to get scalped. But he got the injections and got an infection from that. Then they went ahead and had to clean it out anyway. So they went ahead and they shaved the meniscus and they scraped out the infection while they were in there. Mm-hmm. And that, said that he also went to the same doctor and got injections before. So he pretty much have vouched for him that he did everything on the up and up. So I'm not sure how that progressed, but at the end of the day, Brandon Cooks had only 91 yards anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say, do y'all even miss Brandon Cooks right now?
I'm just saying, like if he was compromised earlier, they should have been acting on it early. You feel me?
They should have acted on it
before. You're right. You're right.
If both his knees, if he had my knees are bad too. But if he had a young man's knees, they should have went out there and got another wide receiver because man, the Dallas Cowboys want to throw the ball. They got Mike McCarthy as the offensive coordinator. West Coast offense, you want to sling the ball around the yard. But you want him to sling the ball around the yard, and you ain't got no weapons. You got Brandon Cooks, a developing Jalen Tolbert. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, like our wide receiving core don't match up to these other folks, man.
I took a screenshot of some of the draft picks that we done got. We just gonna go over. If you got time, I don't know if you had another.
Oh, we got.
Okay, I'm gonna go over the skill positions that we drafted since 2016. All right. We ain't gonna count 2016 because we know we got Dak, Zeke, and we know 2016. But since we drafted Zeke in the first round, I want y'all to know we went. Let's see, skill position. We drafted Noah Brown in the 7th. Okay, we drafted Ryan freaking Switzer in the 4th. That dude didn't even. We traded him, and he never was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially for the Cowboys. All right, that was 2017. We talking only skill positions like running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, all that good stuff. All right, 2018. We got Bo Scarborough from Alabama. He didn't even make the team. That's a running back.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Mike White. That's a quarterback. Dalton Schultz in 2018. Then you got Michael Gallup in the 3rd. Okay. Cedric Wilson in the 6th. So you got Ced and Michael Gallup. But mind you, that wasn't them trying to boost up their offense. They was finna run with those guys. They was finna run with Michael Gallup and Cedric Wilson, and that was their receiver by committee year. They was just gonna throw Dak in the fire and say, make it work. In 2018, they had to go acquire Coop in the mid-season when we was in shambles. So they was actually about to do that. You know what I'm saying? Who else they had? The old dude from the Jaguars. They had a couple of more dudes.
Alan Hearns.
Alan Hearns and all that. Yeah, so that was the wide receiver by committee year. So, okay, 2019, we drafted somebody, Tony Pollard in the 4th round. Then we drafted Mike Weber in the 7th round. No receivers that year. Okay, 2020, we drafted who?
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb,
Yeah,
and there was no other skill positions after that.
right.
Zero in 2020 other than CeeDee Lamb. All right, now you go up to 2021. We drafted Simife Hoku in the 5th and no other skill positions. No running backs, no receivers. Other than Simife Hoku, and we know how that story went. It didn't go well at all. All right, now we look into 2022. We drafted Jalen Tolbert in the 3rd. We like what Jalen Tolbert's doing now, but we still, I don't know if you see the pattern here. We're not putting big capital on these skill positions at all. All right, 2023, you got Jalen Brooks in the 7th. That's your wide receiver that you drafted.
And no running backs.
No running back. Well, you got a running back, Deuce Vaughn.
They don't
All right,
count. I said no running backs. I mean that.
you're right about that. He's the. Never mind. We ain't gonna do
Yeah.
Deuce dirty right now.
I'll do
Miss
him dirty.
Sadiqa might be watching. We ain't gonna do it like that.
Before you do him dirty, shout out to B-Bird for the $1.99 for your
Yeah.
mind.
Salute.
He said, "Is that the reason for all the Cook's comeback routes?" I think
Could be.
I don't know. That's about
It
I
could
mean,
be
I
overcompensating for
I
us.
was gonna ask landlord that next. Like, I know the wide receiver group is struggling, but how much do we put this on scheme? Because I feel like this scheme is kind of outdated. All these comebacks and stop routes and hitches, Voch call it soul glow, all the curl routes and everything like that. So I feel like we don't. You watch Detroit, and I don't want to get ungrateful. But the way they were able to get their guys, and it feel like he has a feel for the game. Jameson Williams, he ain't no type of stop routes. He always on the move. He doing an over route or he going deep. They getting him in, some type of they got him on the move. But I feel like we so I don't know hard headed and just everybody going. I don't care if you are fast, Turpin. You gonna learn how to run this stop route instead of like using it to his advantages.
Yeah, I mean, we could say scheme got something to do with it. I'm not acting like Mike McCarthy's scheme is perfect, but I will say this. I think we got different definitions on what determines a good play, because if I evaluate the offense and I see wide receivers wide open, I don't give a damn how cute it was. It was open. You know what I'm saying? That's just me in my opinion. Other people want to see all these pretty motions and all of this crazy stuff, but if they're not getting open, it don't matter to me. I see when I look at the film, regardless if his scheme is old or prehistoric or anything like that, I see people wide open. So I mean, and then you got to think about this. We talking about is his scheme outdated? The real concern is he can't do nothing long developing down the field because the O-line would not block.
Right.
So we can't even get to judge nobody's scheme if you can't block it. You see what I'm saying? And then we talk about scheme too. What about execution? That's another part of scheme. People keep talking about the design of the play. You actually have to implement that on the field and execute it. We're not a greatly executing team right now. I don't give a damn what scheme you run. If you can't execute it, it's not going to work. So if you look at the way we block, if you look at the way they running routes, you got Troy Aikman telling you they ain't running routes right. We obviously see that the O-line is struggling. Zach Martin he like a feather out there these days. I don't know what it is. He just falling to the ground.
And that boy on a zip it.
I don't know what's going on. What is going on with Zach Martin? So I'm just saying, like, bro, people shouldn't overlook the fact that you got to execute every scheme you run. And if we can't execute, it don't matter what type of play design you got. It's not going to work. So, I mean, I feel like one of the biggest problems on this team is execution, blocking. It's little simple stuff like that we're not doing well. That's what make us look bad. Because I'm telling you, I ain't just here to just take over Mike McCarthy, but I promise you, I challenge you. If you go look at these schemes and these route concepts we running, and you tell me you don't see players running open. But a lot of the times, it's that he don't have enough time. It might be miscommunication with CeeDee Lamb. I don't think, like, even though scheme may be a problem, it ain't the main problem that we need to be focusing on, because I see players running wide open. I thought that was the main objective for a play. You know what I'm saying? To get people open. If I see people open, I ain't mad at the play.
All right, I'll say this because I also agree with landlord that it is a multifaceted issue at hand.
Mhm.
Because you can't run the football for one. So when you can't run the football consistently or efficiently, it's hard for teams to really buy your play action fakes. Dak Prescott in a press conference recently said he missed play action. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't even get to it. A lot of the money throws and a lot of the stuff that we like from Dak, come off of play action concepts. So you can't really get to that when you can't run the ball consistently, right? Then we also know I've been sitting here complaining about Tyler Guyton's play. Tyler Guyton has not played good football this year. Terrence Steele, for large stretches of time, has not played good football. You even talk about somebody like Zach Martin. He has not played good football at multiple junctures this season. So that's part of it as well. So I agree. I understand that a lot of people are not fans of comeback routes or hitches and curls. I understand. But like when you turn on the tape, there are a lot of teams that run comebacks and curls and hitches, and they work.
Facts. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a route. If you want a wide receiver to be able to run the full route tree. I think we got PTSD from Kellen Moore because that's all he used to
Yeah.
do was hitches and curls. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got as a collection, as a fan base, we got PTSD from that shit. But like I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy is the best schematically in the world either. There's some things that he does that I don't agree with. There's plenty, but
Fact.
but he does have a point. Like if I call a post route and post route gets wide open, but my quarterback is already broken into
Mhm.
pieces on the turf, is that my fault or is it the guys up front? Right? Because even in that New York Giants game, like shout out to Star, shout out to us too, 'cause we looked at it as well. But there were multiple opportunities to score touchdowns, and either the protection didn't hold up, or that clock was sped up to the point that he had to get rid of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mm.
I believe like yes, you can say you can fine tune the scheme for Mike McCarthy, right? You can say you can add more motion, do this, do that, but at the end of the day, you still have to execute like Land was saying. So I agree to an extent.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I know the offensive line, is struggling. We blaming them. I understand we can't. And I saw DeQuincy just put in there talking about we hiding Dak's
Bro,
weaknesses.
don't
Talking about he's
listen
the
to the
one reason.
Quincy, man. I
Yeah,
don't know if you
bro.
know the Quincy. 'Cause I don't know if you
know
know
the
the Quincy, but the Quincy one of them. You just gotta know some
Yeah,
of
he's be
his
talking
stuff
to be
because
talking.
he's crazy. Go ahead though, man.
Listen, we knew coming into this year. It's multifaceted, like you said. Then we got two rookies coming off his line. That's half the offensive line. You got a rookie that's the green dot guy of the offensive line. Like the center is the quarterback of the offensive line, and your enforcer is the left tackle. You feel me?
Time out real quick.
Mhm.
Dak took that responsibility away from him. So actually, Dak is doing all the calls. Go
But
ahead.
still, I mean, he still gotta make he still gotta, make when it's time for the run, double teams, he gotta call out the mic and
Yeah.
they line up off, you know what I'm saying? When they do because when they go on a 3 to 5 step drop, we gotta slide half the line. It's not a full slide. Like half the line, guard and tackle being man on man, the other half being like in a zone or gap scheme protection. That's on the run, that's on the center, you know what I'm saying, to be able to call that out and which way we're going. So and that's on the rookie. We're putting that
Yeah.
on the rookie. Now, this is where I say it's on coaching. With this understanding of that, you're making these guys what is it? Their task up front harder by just passing the ball all game. You need to establish. I know we're not having success running the ball, but in my opinion, you ain't trying. I blame it on scheme. What you've been doing, I've been seeing these run schemes. It's been terrible. These insides. When I watch Detroit run the ball, and if y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you split the defense in half. If you running the ball to the left, we're running because we got numbers. Why the hell are we running it on a 8-man box and we only got 6 people to block? We already don't got dynamic back, so you expect them to beat 2 people? This is what I'm talking about. We don't create anything. Like I'm, their teams are playing base and dropping damn near 8 guys, and we don't know how to run the
I was
ball
just
on
about to
that.
say, I don't know who would put 8 men on the box against
But,
us. They crazy.
but you understand? I just when you see it, we'll motion over like Tolbert and we'll bring his guy in the box, and that's another guy added on, or we'll do dumb things like that and make our jobs even harder. Or We're not like the little things like we having Zeke catch the ball out of the damn shotgun, and you know he a downhill runner. He barely got one move in him, and it's a jump cut. So why not get him like downhill, like under the center? It is little things like that. Mm-hmm.
So are you blaming that on Mike McCarthy, or are you blaming that on your run game coordinator? Because he literally brought
that's
in
the thing. With the
he
I
literally
think
brought in a guy to do the job of doing that because we know Mike McCarthy. He got 2,000-yard rushers ever. He been calling offenses for 20 plus years. He don't know how to run the ball. He don't care to run the ball. So he brought somebody in to do it. So he delegated that position away. So are we really mad at Mike McCarthy, or are we mad at the guy who came in and helped install the scheme?
I don't think the run game coordinator is like, I believe, and I saw, I just did a whole video. Y'all check it out on Fire and Solari. I'm gonna get to him next. But when I was looking at the entire roster of the coaches, it's a lot of just title wearing going on. Because I'm listening in on Brian Broaddus and Voch, and like a lot of guys are not doing their position. I believe the run game coordinator we just hired, right? He came from Boston College. If you've been watching any type of college football, Boston College know how to run that ball. And you know what I'm saying? I refuse to believe him coming from college and Boston College and bringing in 3 run plays. That's all we run: inside zone, outside zone, and a power toss, here or there. I don't know. Like we and then Solari is supposed to be his own guy. Schottenheimer, I believe he got more in the tank. So I refuse to believe that, I don't know, McCarthy's fully delegated this task to them, because he's not calling everything. I mean, the Steelers game we got creative. We finally started running some trap, counter. We started to mix it up instead of just being vanilla. You feel me?
I was gonna say this. Like, I'm not saying they're good at their job.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, no, that's beside the point. I'm just asking you, who are you blaming for the dysfunction? Because listen, if my job title is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's still my job title. I may not be doing the job that is given to me, but that's still supposed to be my job. He's also the running back coach. He has no running back background. He was an offensive line coach, but that's neither here nor there. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
but who hired coaches?
Did Mike hire him? I think
Mike hires his whole staff. Everybody there is his whole staff.
He didn't hire
there's a guy,
Moore, though. I'm just
the
saying.
passing game coordinator. Last name is Hazlitt. I found this out this week. His daddy gave McCarthy one of his first jobs. Why is he on the staff? I don't know. Maybe it's just scratching back.
It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some nepotism, and that's it. Always be that at every coaching staff. It's gonna be some nepotism.
But if he
and
fails,
some of them dudes need to be kicked out too. So I ain't saying it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That is right. But we know that's nothing new far as nepotism being in the coaching staff. Like, and I seen Mike fire some of his homeboys too. So I mean, if he feel like they ain't doing good, I think Mike will, get them out of there. So I mean, yeah, we seen Mike Nolan get fired in mid-season, and that was Mike homeboy. He did him a favor, and it went terrible, and he got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna put that past Mike. But I'm looking at this though. I think that's a two-sided argument because, okay, who fault is it that we got running backs that can't produce on those type of plays? See what I'm saying? But we talking about, don't give Zeke the shotgun because he can only do. Why is he so limited? And why is this the only running back that I have? You see what I'm saying? Like, do you think, answer me this. We talk about it's so much blame being put on Mike McCarthy, but we know before we came into 2024, when nobody pleased with our personnel, but now all of a sudden it's Mike McCarthy's fault. Like, nobody was happy with this personnel. I don't see how the Joneses keep doing the men in black little flash thing and make us forget everything that happened in the offseason. I told y'all, in the offseason, we forget everything that happened. As soon as the season starts, we totally disregard the offseason. Bro, it's not changed. We didn't like the personnel. We didn't like the fact that we wasn't aggressive getting nobody. But all of a sudden, man, Mike McCarthy's scheme is terrible, bro. Like, bro, we got to think, bro. We didn't like none of our running backs coming in. Right or wrong? Did you like either one of our running backs, Lou?
No.
To be honest?
No.
Okay. Did you, Hen?
Hell no.
But we sitting up here saying it's Mike McCarthy's fault that the run game ain't working.
I didn't like the running backs. I didn't want them to draft a tackle in the first round. I was tired of that shit. I wanted them to get help on the defensive line. They ain't do nothing I wanted. So
They ain't do nothing
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
wanted. I wanted them to
yeah.
draft a wide receiver.
Receiver.
I
I mean,
wanted them to
yeah.
draft a running back 2 years in a row.
So yeah, so landlord got a very good point.
The
Like,
personnel is not up to par, bro. Like look, listen. I told him, me and him talk all the time. I tell him, man, it's so many offenses that I look up and say, bro, I'll take their personnel over ours. But we sit up here and dog got our players.
Shoot, Detroit
Like
got
no
two.
lie, bro. Look, I said the Colts wide receiving core might be better than ours. They skill position might be better than ours. The Colts, and that sounds crazy, don't it? Look who they got.
They got Pittman.
They got Pittman.
Josh
got,
Downs,
Josh
They got
Downs.
Josh
Taylor,
Downs. They got the
Jonathan
boy from
Taylor.
Cincinnati. the
Mo
tall-
Alley Cox.
They got him. Then they got Alec Pierce from Cincinnati the other
Yeah.
year. And they got a running back. Who that running back
Jonathan
is?
Taylor.
Jonathan
They got
Taylor,
Jonathan Taylor. Would you not take those boys over what we got?
From top to bottom here.
Now
they
I
got a
know
better
CD,
O-line, too.
CD uphill now. I ain't saying that he messing with CD, but if CD uphill like a 10, Pittman might. I like Pittman. Pittman might be about an 8.5. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather have two guys than one. You know what I'm saying?
Pittman
Like
nice. Then they drafted Josh Downs. Like that's just an example. It's plenty other teams like that. I promise you. Like that. I'm looking at their skill positions. Like damn. And then listen what I said, bro. After we drafted Zeke, we drafted Tony Pollard. And then after Tony Pollard, we went like 4 years all the way up into Deuce Vaughn from drafting a running back. Think about that. But we sitting up here talking about the offense and its production. We know that our skill positions is lacking. Why is that not the topic of the conversation? We talking about schemes and X's and O's. Most good coaches will tell you we need Jimmy and them. We need Joe and them. We need the Jimmys and Joes too.
And listen, like you said earlier, you can't block anybody in any facet of the game. Like the running backs you do got, they may not be good, but they also getting hit in the backfield. So like, what are we talking about with run scheme? They can't the play can't even get off.
I want y'all to focus the problems to where it should go. Real talk. Like listen, like I just said, after we drafted Tony Pollard, bro, we went out. How many years is that? When Tony got in the league? Hold on. Tony got in the league.
Hold on. Wait.
2019.
I don't mean to cut you off. Can we
please,
please stop with the narrative that Dak Prescott took all the money?
please,
not
bro?
true.
I seen
It's not
Bart.
true.
I seen Bart this morning, bro.
They got money right now. They aren't going to spend
20.
And this is the thing I want to ask y'all. If you know that you got to pay your rent at the first of the month, would you then wait until the 10th and then complain about paying a late fee? You knew the entire month that you had to pay this damn rent, but now you mad you got to pay extra because you ain't have it on time. You knew the bill was coming.
Facts.
You knew Dak Prescott needed his contract, and you knew CeeDee Lamb needed his contract. So instead of getting the deals done when they would have been a little bit cheaper, you sat on your hands and you waited to pay them boys. You waited to pay them. And guess what? Because you waited, the cap space that you did clear, you really can't use it now because all the free agents are gone. You could have got these deals done at the beginning and went shopping in free agency. So I don't want to hear that about Dak Prescott taking all the money.
When Polo had a whole
They got
sale.
$20 million right now.
Man, look at this. From 2019, we drafted Tony Pollard in the 4th round in 2019. We went 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and drafted Deuce Vaughn. Do that even count?
Nope.
Do that even count, really? That's 5 years. Then in 2024, we still didn't draft one. That's 6 years without drafting a real running back. So this is what I'm saying, man. If we gonna talk about scheme, we gotta at least talk about personnel. And listen, I almost want to say I'm ready for Mike to leave. If he get fired, I'm gonna be happy for him. Cause guess what? Look at this. Y'all know I rock with Mike, and that's crazy. I gotta say that. But look at this. Do y'all blame Mike for these bad draft classes we got? We got 2 years worth of bad draft classes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we got all these injuries. But y'all up here like, get rid of Mike. I don't understand people, bro. I really don't understand people. Tell me which one of these draft players is giving you some work on your team. We ain't had a good draft really since 2022.
Because the only player from last
And
draft
some of
is,
them, we got some gems out of them. Tyler Smith was a gem. We think Sam Williams is going to be good. Jalen Tolbert is playing paying forward now. Then you got Jake Ferguson, Bland. That was a good draft for us. That was a good draft. 2022 was a good draft. Now holler at me about 2023.
When that's
Myji
the Overshown
Smith,
draft.
You don't know. Yes,
That's the Overshown. That's
Myji
that's the
Smith.
only thing.
Schoonmaker, Overshown, and he just not paying dividends.
Yeah.
A 4th round pick on Junior Feihoku.
He's not even on the
This
team.
man ain't even on the team, bro.
No more. Yeah.
But y'all gonna look at Mike and say, "Hey, you got to get it up, buddy." Come on, bro. Is y'all blaming that on Mike too? Y'all blaming these bad draft classes on Mike too? Cause y'all don't give him credit for the good ones. What y'all? What we gonna do?
Oh, I know the person there. Don't even get me started on the person there.
I'm just saying, what we gonna
I
do now?
tweeted saying like earlier, like probably last week. I said, do the Joneses even like that? And everybody like,
They don't.
We paid him. I'm
They
like,
don't.
hey, money and love don't coincide. People, hey, ask Jerry. Jerry pay a lot of people he don't like. Ask them damn radio hosts. Okay. And I'm just saying that because the amount of like BS on the roster that it had to get cleared by a lot of people going in before going into the season, and they told Dak to just fix it. Like they drafted a green dot guy on the offensive line that was a guard all his life, told him to switch positions. You drafted a left tackle, his blind side, who was on the right side, told him to come on. You switch his position. The cornerback on the opposite side, we drafted like I believe we are one of the rarest teams in the league that started this season with so many rookies starting.
Lou, they almost broke a record. We had 5.
I thought
Kayla Carson.
I'm glad. I thought it
We
was
had
more than that.
Carson. We had Carson. We had BB. We had Guyton. Who else? We
I
had
didn't want to call Nealon, but
not
Nealon's
Overshown. Nealon. We had
Overshown
like
was
5
technically
rookies.
Overshown is he technically is a rookie. I mean, like, you know,
His first
but-
start. His first
Yeah.
start.
But with your question, you ask yourself, it's obvious, Lou.
But I got
hold
told
on.
otherwise, man. Hey.
I want people, because people forget these drafts. That's why I keep going to this, because this is important to me. This right here let me know if you love. Lou's question was, do the Joneses love Dak Prescott? Let me describe his love for you. Okay, this what we finna do. I love Dak Prescott so much that we gonna draft a wide receiver in the 6th round. That's what we gonna give him, a 6th round wide receiver, Ryan Flournoy. We got you, Dak. We got you.
Yep.
Fist pump. We got you. All right. 2023. Who you got? We love Dak so much, y'all. We gonna draft Jalen Brooks in the 7th. That's what we gonna do. We got you a 7th-round receiver. There you go. And this dude actually getting reps for us. Don't y'all know that's not normal? In any other team, that dude wouldn't even be here.
No.
We up here expecting stuff from Jalen Brooks. We like, Jalen Brooks got to step it up. Like, what you mean? This dude a 7th-round pick. This is craziness. Then you look at number 2022. Okay, bam. You got Jalen Tobin in the 3rd round. That's a 3rd-round pick still. And we expected him to be a 2.
A premium
That's a
pick,
3rd-round
bro.
pick.
Hey,
Okay.
but you can also argue though, Jerry Jones. You know, you wanted to be the best GM in the world. Why you ain't get Tank Dell then? You know, like he was a 3rd-round pick. You know, I'm just saying.
And
like,
I was begging, bro. I made,
you know, like you could have got Tank Dell, but you wouldn't have got Schoonmaker.
bro, I ain't even do no
Shout out
draft
to Barry.
videos like that. I did one draft video. One. And it was about Tank Dell.
Shout out to B Bird, man, for the $4.99 for your mind. He said no prime free agent since Brandon Carr in
Facts.
2012. Why give a discount if they won't use to upgrade the roster? Listen, for anybody
Brandon
asking,
Carr.
for anybody asking one of these players to take a discount, take your slew-footed ass to your job, go in there to HR, and let them know you want to make $1 less an hour than what you make right now.
Because you want the assistant to get a little more money.
Yeah,
right.
Practice what you preach, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit.
Not even that.
But the
like
point is, we have no
Right.
receivers that we put real capital in. What receiver Jalen Tobin was the closest. But ain't this concerning since CeeDee Lamb, we ain't had a 2nd-round receiver? We ain't even went up to the 2nd round, bro. Jalen Tobin was the highest in the 3rd round. And I told you, the only reason we got Amari Cooper was because we tried with Michael Gallup and it didn't work.
It work. But at the end of the day, they chose Michael Gallup. We didn't even have him for that long.
And this man is retired. This man, look, we wanted that to go ball with a dude
You
that
better
just
get me
retired.
mad.
And listen, me and Lamb were talking about this. Like, look at some of them years that we produced the top offense. Noah Brown was wide receiver number 2 in Dallas one of those years, and we still won
His
12
blocking
games.
ass.
Man,
See, this what I'm saying. Now, in some of those years, we just talking about the draft. Now, to be fair, we did have Amari Cooper from what, 2019 to 2022,
2008,
2023?
the middle
Oh,
of
2018 to
middle
2022.
2018. Yeah, 20.
So
like
we
12
had Amari Cooper,
Yeah,
but then
2021 was his
also we
last
had
season.
Kellen Moore. so dude,
But he really had him for like 2.5 years because didn't he get hurt around that time?
Yeah,
Like
Dak got hurt. Yeah.
so,
and he
like
came with the greatest stat that I done heard. One of the greatest stats I done heard in this space. How many games that they play together? Because everybody think that Dak had all these weapons.
Weapons.
He had Amari Cooper. He
Dez.
had CeeDee Lamb. He
Jason.
had Michael Gallup. They act like we had them three just for a long time and just Dak just didn't succeed. And that's just not true. How many games they played together again?
It was like 10, man, over 3 years. Like
They ain't really play together like that, y'all.
over a 2 year period. It was like 10 games.
'Cause
remember,
look,
Dak Prescott got hurt in 2020. That was CeeDee Lamb first got here.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, Michael Gallup got hurt. Then CeeDee Lamb had to miss a game and a half with a concussion. Amari Cooper missed time with COVID. So they never really lined up like that. They missed so much combined time. It was only like 10 games over a 2 year period that they all played together.
And you would have really thought that Dak just had all these weapons and didn't succeed. But it's really not true. Over 3 years, you only played like 10 games?
and I seen our rivals over here.
They said it was 7.
They
said it was
played 7 games.
Oh, dog. Dang. Our rivals, I just seen the tweet. They over here, they kneeing and clawing for a wide receiver 3. I'm like, ooh-wee.
And that's what I'm saying. If you look at the approach from all the other teams, it's not even that easy to define what a number 2 receiver is because they just got 2 dope receivers. Like, look at the Bengals. Look at Miami. Look at the Eagles. Look at who else? It's plenty of teams that got 2 dope receivers, bro.
No, the Bengals. Who
The
else?
Bengals, Miami, the Eagles. Who
The
else?
Dolphins. Shoot. Now the Texans. Like,
The Texans got plenty. They got an embarrassment of
Yeah.
riches over there at receiver.
man. And
We
the
got
Vikings,
teams that got 3 running backs.
the
and we
Vikings
don't got
had
one.
Justin Jefferson, and they spent the first round
On Jordan Addison.
on Jordan Addison, and that was a Belenikoff winner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, I told them last night, I'ma say it again. Y'all know I'm an Alabama boy. If Jalen Hurts was really good, Devontae Smith would be torching the league. I promise you. That boy is nice.
he is.
And that's his number 2. Man,
And he got
must
Dallas
be
Goedert.
nice.
Like, he got Dallas Goedert, who's
And
one
he
of the
got a
top-
superstar at running back.
and he got
Seattle got 3 of them. Seattle got DK Metcalf, Jackson
And
Smith and Jigma, and Tyler Lockett. They got 3.
and a running back. Yeah, man. I mean, you ain't got to convince me. I be people be like, oh, he had weapons. No, he did not. We always had peanut butter and no damn jelly, a hamburger with no damn cheese. Like, it's been one and without the other, and we just had so much different. It just conjumbles your mind and your memory that you thought we had it all at once, and it was not the case.
Yeah. And when we did have it, it went for long. And Cook's been hurt, you know what I'm saying? But he still was kind of disappointing before he even left.
And you right. Hey, I'm glad that Big Dow came in and corrected that for me because I even tweeted this back in April. He said, fun fact, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Gallup played together on only 7 games due to injuries.
That's crazy. In 3 years.
That's the same.
That's sad, though.
But people look at that like, man, Dak didn't have weapons, man. Dak didn't have weapons. He could have been did it. Why he didn't do it when he had weapons? That's crazy.
Boy said, this shit, we got bread and water.
Real talk, we got the bare necessities.
Man, let's talk about this.
We can't buy nothing extra. Go ahead.
Hey, let's do a quick, you know what I'm saying, break. We got 118, we had like 125 in here at one point. Make sure wherever you watch it from, like, subscribe, share the content. Hey, I'm about 140 away from the big 1K. So, hey, Now let's talk
Y'all
about this
help Lou out,
defense.
man. He
Oh,
doing some
really?
Yeah, I'm
quality
trying.
content. Y'all help him get over that 1K over there, man. We appreciate
Yeah, real
what he
one,
bringing
man.
to the space, man.
Appreciate
Indeed.
it.
And hey,
Appreciate it.
shout out to Donald Holmes for the $10 cash app, man. I appreciate you for the support, my brother.
Salute to him on my side with the same energy, man. We appreciate you, Dono.
Yes. So, hey, but you say you want to talk about the defense, my brother?
Yeah, man, what position group is you disappointed in?
For the defense, I mean, I can't be disappointed in something that I didn't believe in. The defensive,
D tackle.
the defensive line for the
Yeah.
most part. And this is the thing, like when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys defense, if you remove the glitz and the glamour and the gloss, you remove the game that we beat the brakes off Mac Jones and we beat the brakes off of the Giants backups and Zach Wilson and stuff like that, and you really look at what we did against competent quarterbacks, they gave up 28 points per game last year against teams with winning records. Like they don't talk about that, but they were almost getting 30 pieced every time they played a team with a post. Dak Prescott had to get, and the offense had to get in a shootout with the dang Seattle Seahawks, who couldn't even score points. They weren't even scoring points that year, and they got to a shootout with them boys, man. So I knew that they were flawed, and I also knew we didn't do anything in the offseason to address it. You got Eric Kendricks. That's a great move. I like Eric Kendricks, right? I like that Overshown is back and healthy. But you let your best defensive tackle, when it comes to stopping the run, go to Seattle, for the difference of about a loaf of bread. It was not much of a difference. And then you ask Mozzie Smith, fresh off of shoulder surgery, to play an expanded role in the middle of your defense. And you thought that was going to work. And then you went and signed the oldest, most broke down defensive tackles you could possibly find. They were asleep on somebody's couch and they phone rang. And they said, hey, you want to come make this quick bag? This man ain't even shaved. He just rolled
That
over.
boy,
Like, shit.
white whatever he had.
Yeah. He got that white shit in the corner of his mouth. He had to wipe it out. Like, he was asleep on somebody's couch. These folks weren't on nothing. The Dallas Cowboys brought in Linval Joseph, and at least whatchamacallit was on the you know what?
Never,
Who was the one that got exiled to the practice squad? I mean, to IR with the fake injury.
Jordan Phillips.
Jordan Phillips. We should have known Jordan. We should have known Jordan Phillips was sorry when he
He
was.
said he got exiled.
Yeah, that man ain't hurt.
Oh yeah,
But-
he ain't hurt. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we should have known he was sorry when he was on the Giants team and they were willing to trade him to us. He was like they fifth defensive tackle, and we thought we finna get us something. That man was at the back of their depth chart.
I got fooled by that because I thought the Giants, so they loaded that D tackle. That's my only thing.
My only thing is when it comes to stuff like that, the stuff that we've been getting wrong for years and years and years, that's where you supposed to buy them. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get it right, just go buy one. You see somebody, do it like the Lakers. I can't stand the Lakers. I'm a Spurs fan. The Lakers sit over there and look at you from the bleachers and be like, yeah, that player look good. we finna send
link
him
every
supplies. They finna get all your players. They ain't finna draft nothing. They ain't finna recruit nothing. Them boys finna wait till your player get good, and then they gonna bring them over there to LA. That's what we should be doing when it comes to positions that we can't draft right. Like it's obvious the positions they are. What we can't draft right? Defensive tackle.
Yeah.
tackle.
What else?
Probably quarterback. We ain't gonna talk about it though. We got lucky.
We got lucky both
We got
times.
lucky twice.
Hey,
We-
shout
we
out to
t-
B-Bird for the $2 super
Yeah.
chat, man. He said
Salute.
that JJ is looking at that Noah Brown trade to shut fans up.
That'll be horrible. We get Noah back.
Who's he on
I-
right now? Is he not? He
He
not
was with the Texans.
He with the
But yeah.
Commanders.
Oh, he with the Commanders now.
Over
And
here, over
he
there
hooping.
blocking.
He playing well. Hey, all jokes aside, he is playing decent right now.
Is he playing better than Brandon Cooks?
Everybody playing.
Everybody
better
playing
than
better.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks ain't playing.
Y'all remember back in the day when I said something about never mind.
Go
Listen,
ahead,
we
bro.
on defense.
Well,
We
well,
on
what'd you
defense
say?
now.
Hold on.
We on
What'd you-
defense now. We on defense now. When I was one of the first people telling y'all Brandon went like that, they assassinated me. They had me nailed to the cross. And I told y'all, I'm like, man. But hey, it's still a long season. It don't mean he can't do nothing. I was expecting him to be better in year 2 with us, but hey, we ain't even got to really see him in year 2. So hopefully we'll get to see that. Hopefully we'll get to see that. But okay, we talking about the defense. Um, I mean, this is pretty bad, bro. Like, I might. It ain't many position groups because the D line just dominate this conversation. But I mean, you can say the safeties. You
Yeah, I
can
got
say
the
safeties,
DBs. Yeah,
the DBs too.
I'm gonna incorporate them all. The whole
it's
umbrella.
easy. It's easy when we talking about a defense that just gave up 47 points. It's easy. I mean, you could just put a blindfold on and just
minus the Lions game.
I mean, can you do that?
I mean, they've been
It
playing.
counts.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm very disappointed in the defensive backs, all of them, corners included. Trayvon Diggs has been very disappointing this year. From not coming up to tackle. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. That Saints game, y'all blame the D tackles. When Boss finally broke it down, it was some corners, and again, they be coming to the edge. Everybody be doing their job, forming this wall, and then it's just a whole railway over there on the edge. And here you go seeing Trayvon Diggs or the cornerback trying to fight over, and then they finally fight over. They getting stiff armed and pushed like that. They're soft on the edge. Then don't even get me started on the safeties. I mean, I think they both should have been gone. Malik Hooker, if I see him drop another pick, because he be coming into the box, and he don't want to tackle. You see it. Like when he come, the whole scheme is we rock and roll coverages. And I hate when we rock and roll the wrong way. We got Donovan deep and we got Malik up because it's like they both out of position. You feel me? So
I can't stand seeing Dono in coverage, bro. Like it's not good for us. I don't remember nothing good ever happening in that situation. It's always bad when we see Dono in coverage because he gonna be chasing somebody and somebody gonna be catching the ball on him. So, I mean, I said something about the safeties last year. I mean, I swear I'm not trying to be right, man. I'm not. I'm just talking about what I said.
Right,
I said so. Did I not call out Malik Hooker last year?
You were early on it though.
That's what you're supposed to be. Look, when you first on something, you gonna sound crazy. Yeah,
listen, I can't say the man ain't shit and he ain't played bad for me.
Okay. I mean, look though.
I mean, yeah.
Because he didn't play bad. He just wasn't the elite safety that you wanted.
But this what it is though.
But now he ain't shit.
This what it is though. You got to see the signs. I'm looking at it like, okay, no, for real. They didn't throw at Malik, but what would Malik would have been able to make that play? I'm looking at it like that. I'm like, that could have been a touchdown if they would have threw it at Malik. I'm looking at it like, oh, will he be able to have the range to make that play? Like I see these signals. I'm like, bro.
I feel you because the corners were balling last year. You know, the corners were helping to save. And when we did get beat,
the corners too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
We had a nasty front, bro. We let these go messing with the Joneses, bro. I went back and looked at that Lions game, bro. We was after them boys. Man, our whole D-line was going crazy. Then look at what happened this year. We got rid of everybody.
Dorrance Armstrong, Fowler,
all them boys.
Sam Williams got hurt.
We played. Last year we played them with our whole depth chart. We got guys at 6 on the damn depth chart playing defensive end out there. We got guys come in from the XFL going up against them. I know they were licking their chops and feasting their offensive line.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We had some beasts on that field playing them last year, bro. I'm looking at some of them plays. I'm like, ooh, we was a little better than I thought, like for real. Because even though I was low on the defense, because after what I seen from Seattle, I had tapped out. But that game, I was like, man, our defensive line was going crazy that game.
Yeah, it was all
Michael was going everywhere. I'm talking about Fowler. Dan Quinn was sending them from everywhere that game. But, you know, it's the polar opposite this time. We had no pressure on Goff. He back there making sandwiches, playing patty cake, taking pictures. He doing anything he want to do, then throw a touchdown. So,
Hankins here.
Hankins.
Yeah, Jonathan Hankins. We had a mean line playing the Lions last year, man. But it's just sad. But like I say, I say the safeties, man. We got players that should be getting more reps. You know what I'm saying? I think Ranye Thomas should be getting more reps. It's a crying shame. Like, we really should sign a petition. But Marquise Bell got did so dirty, bro.
Yeah.
He got did so dirty. This man go sacrifice his body, his career for us to play linebacker at a very, very undersized, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Very undersized. And then you reward him the next year about him just playing special teams.
I mean, listen, at this
point.
That's
a crying shame right there.
At this point, if Donovan Wilson continues to play the way that he does, I'm sure they'll cut him next year and let Marquise Bell get that job. But I need him in now
But they
because
could have traded him and got something back though. That's the
and
thing.
you know how the Dallas Cowboys get down. They never get anything in
I brought
return
that
for
point
players.
up once the other day too. I wanna know what Lou think about that.
What?
What, them not ever getting anything back?
We
from
don't
their,
never
from their
get
veterans?
nothing from
No,
our
I
players.
was in the chat when you said.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
was
bro,
in the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
bro, yeah, I hate that. We don't ever get nothing back.
Bro, we
when
ride,
the writing on the
ride,
wall.
we ride till the wheels fall off of these players, bro.
That's that
Like,
pride.
And
look
then
at
when the
Tank.
wheels fall off, we gonna put them another set on.
Look at Tank, bro. Like we love Tank, bro, but we could have traded Tank like
Dak.
2 years ago and got something from him.
Tyron.
Look at Zach. Look at Tyron.
Tyron, the Jets wanted Tyron back when? Back in what, 2016? They still got him, but we could have got for them.
That's
They
why
really
I rock
want
with my girl style. Cause I ain't saying Zach is toast now. Maybe he come back after the bye week and be better. But I'm gonna say this. When Star said something about trading Zach Martin like 2 years ago, I was like, man, that girl kind of
Yeah.
cooking. I took up for her. I said, man, listen, that ain't no bad idea for real. But, we wait to the very last drop. You know what I'm saying, Paul?
You let him. You let him.
Like
wait.
crazy. We're not gonna get nothing from Zach Martin right now because he's playing bad. What we're saying is when there were signs before, 'cause
Yeah.
even when he made an All-Pro team last year, he didn't look like that.
They
You
gave
could've-
him 99 last year, bro.
Yeah, like he was not the same. Like he was not.
He was not. The
It's not
same.
even that. We're mad. Y'all let him walk his happy ass back into that motherfucking office and negotiate another contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you should have been doing something then, but you let him walk up in there. It's a whole other conversation.
No, we're not saying
But-
right now. I think most people got to realize we have too much love for these players at times. Like, we should have a little, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to cut that off. Y'all remember that song? We need to cut their ass off sometime. Like, for real, bro, we need to stop falling so deeply in love with these players. Because right now, if I say a certain player name and talking about trading them, everybody going to go crazy. Oh my God! He said trade such and such. Like,
you talking about, you on that wave right now? You want to trade Michael? Yep,
No,
I knew it.
Nah, hell nah.
No.
I ain't saying that like that crazy. But me and him did a proposal last that was in off season when I said I don't know if the Joneses will actually pay the man. So what about trading for
Deron
Deron Bland for
Deron
something?
Bland?
The next guy that's finna make over $20 million and finna go through hell with the front office.
Do
How
y'all
about-
trust the
about
Joneses
we
in paying
trade-
this man?
We should trade his running mate. Honestly, I would rather pay.
Trey?
Yeah,
That's
I want to
insane.
trade.
You gotta, Lou, I meant to say this. We can't be foul with Trey at all. This man coming straight off of injury, bro.
Like this man.
He coming straight off of injury, bro.
But before injury, he didn't like to tackle.
But he was a phenomenal player.
He was a phenomenal player, but
So this is what I want people to know. If you watch tape on corners, I know you watch tape, Lou. If you watch tape on corners, they do not tackle.
no.
Listen, so what are we doing?
But Deron Bland would come up in there.
Man, them boys ain't tackling, Lou.
Deron
I'ma just
Bland's
be honest
main
with
weakness is them real big physical receivers.
They'll
Like
tackle
DK,
when they
DK
they'll
would get
have
up on it. Like, you know what I'm
they'll
saying? Like,
tackle when they absolutely have to. But that's not what they out there to do, bro. Like, if you watch a corner on tape, I challenge anybody. Watch any corner, any team. Man, if the run play over here, they ain't even finna act like they running over there. They like, man. They
No,
like, bro.
I'm just saying,
they
bro,
like,
you-
everybody got it. I ain't got nothing. They got it.
You can't deny it's a consistent effort to stop the run. Like, I love it. Like when we play Derrick Henry, when you got them real big running backs like that, we don't want him running north and south. I want him running east and west. We finna sit him all the way out there. And who's out there? Who's out there? The corner.
Oh, yeah.
The corner.
Joe Lewis tackle, though.
Jordan Lewis,
tackle.
I mean, but
Jordan
he
Lewis
the
is
smallest one out of the
But
whole bunch.
it's certain. Like, you got to think. Out of every 5 corners, I guarantee you one on probably tackle. Guaranteed. It ain't going to be
let's
two.
Let's name the top 10 corners in the league. I bet they all tackle.
I don't know about that. But we got to watch the film to say that.
Pass
might-
fan.
I don't know. I got to watch the film. I
We
can't
gotta
say
watch
if I ain't watched their film, to be honest.
That's fair because I ain't watched them.
Yeah, I ain't watched their film.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And listen, they just gave Dak Prescott all the money in the world. My boy Freddie Solitary.
You said trade that.
Dak Prescott has a no trade clause, and he got all the money in the world. He got $231 million guaranteed. Like
Not
that
even
is
that, boy. You trade him, you asking to lose, then that.
Then he just proposed to his girl today, so he feeling like he on top of the world.
you asking to lose.
yes. I'm just saying, like, we're trying to trade players that don't have contracts, and I don't think they're going to give contracts to. Like that's why the Ron Bland came to mind, because if you know as a front office that you do not want to pay this man, don't just let him hit the open market, get his money, and leave without anything to show for it. Because you can still parlay the Ron Bland into some draft capital to get his replacement or to improve another aspect of your team.
Facts.
Do what the Kansas City Chiefs did. They had one of the best corners in the National Football League, and they knew they didn't want to pay him. So they traded his ass to the Tennessee Titans, and they got picks. Same thing. Like
The Cowboys did it. It's in our history. We flex all these Super Bowls. Them Super Bowls never would have happened until what trade?
the Herschel Walker.
The Herschel Walker trade. We gaffled. Was it the Vikings? And them picks. It was the Vikings. I think it was the Vikings. We gaffled somebody, and them picks turned into, I think, like, was it Emmett, and like we did it before.
Yeah,
It
we
was
got
back when we were hungrier. That was a hungrier
not-
time.
Listen, this team ain't aggressive in free agency or the draft. So if you feel like you had a good team, man, why not be risking something in the draft? We value our draft picks too much. After 2 years of bad draft picks, basically, you should be looking at the draft a little different this time.
So people that come just now coming in and calling, they asking why would we trade Bland? Because if you're not going to pay Bland and he's going to walk,
leave.
He's going to walk for nothing.
do something to get something back for him.
Facts.
We know this is the cheapest penny pinching Scrooge McDuck ass office.
It's not even that, y'all. We got
the football league. Like they don't want to pay nobody, and if they do pay you, they're gonna drag you through the mud. They're gonna negotiate with you through the media and all other kinds of underhanded tactics to try to bring your price down. So
And you
guess
already paying one of your corners.
what? So yeah, that's my point. So guess
So
what?
you know how they do. They only think you just gotta have one of everything.
Yeah.
Like,
So guess
I got
what?
one
If-
lung. I don't need
if-
another one.
If the Ron Bland is not in your future plans, then get something for him.
See,
So
that's the idea. That's the idea. We just saying
we're
like,
not saying that we
okay.
don't want the Ron Bland.
okay,
I
take
don't think
away.
people
Take
understand
away.
how many people we got to pay. Like, I don't think y'all understand who all is up to get paid. That's the thing.
No, we got the money to do it, but we talking
No, I
about the
understand them.
characteristics
Yeah, I
of the
don't-
Joneses to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
So this the idea right here. Remove that player. Remove player X name from the equation, and think about how the Patriots used to operate. If they know they getting close to the end of their contract, they stock is high, you can trade and get something for them people. But guess what? The Joneses are so cheap. They'll let them go. They'll let our players go and get compensatory picks.
But my thing is this: what you think we can pay him? But I'm telling you, it's getting real. The cap is getting real thin. This is who's all up. Of course, Micah. Micah want to be the highest paid edge ever.
Get him.
Then it's Bland. You forgetting Tyler Smith too. That's why they are doing they damnness to keep him at guard. Because if you move him to tackle, you're gonna have to pay him like a tackle, and them tackles get paid probably the second highest on the whole offense. So there's a lot of guys that's gonna be. I think Ferg gotta be up for a contract too. I mean, he ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens when you're a draft and develop team, man. You sit on your damn hands like an idiot.
But if you gonna sit here and just get mad about what you gotta pay, why you drafting everybody? See what I'm saying?
If you knew they're gonna be, if you drafted them with the thought that they're gonna develop into a good player eventually, you should have known that comes with it.
I hate that we like our guys statement, I swear. Cause I asked I think I asked Boss this one time, like, I wanna love some of our players. Like, we love CeeDee Lamb. We don't like him. You know what I'm saying? We love the fact that he's one of the best receivers in the league. We forget liking our guys. We need some people that we love, like, bro, that's that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we should be more aggressive when it comes to the draft, when it comes to the free agency, and stop just sitting on our hands, bro. Like, we
Yo.
can't get nothing done while everybody else around us is aggressive.
Hey, so I just thought about this. Let's push back on the thought that we got to get rid of our guys. I don't even want to get them to out because, like, I don't even want them to get rid of the run blend. Let's
Me
talk to
either.
let's talk to them ahead of time about how they can keep the run blend and all these other guys that you
Oh,
were
it's
talking
yeah,
about.
it's possible. Yeah.
So let's start with Dak Prescott's contract because do you realize why he was owed $50+ million this year
Because
before the
they did all
contract?
that restructuring.
They
Right,
did restructure. They paid
and
him from the last contract and from this one.
right, and they're going to do it again next year. They're going to restructure Dak Prescott to clear up a large amount of cap space. So if you are to restructure Dak Prescott's contract, right, you're going to save $37 million next year to clear up cap space.
We
Right,
already at
you
24, y'all. 37 plus 24. We in the 60s. Come on now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then
It ain't as hard as you think.
yeah. So that's just one move. You say 37,196,000 by restructuring Dak Prescott's contract next year. Then when you think about the fact, damn, I can also restructure Trayvon Diggs. If I'm not mistaken, I can.
Facts.
I can touch
I'm
that.
calling Zach Martin off.
too.
I'm bringing. Hey, Zach,
I mean,
we
Zach
paying
Martin
you $1 million, Zach. Everything else is gonna have to be bonus.
Well, Zach
He-
might
he-
have to leave.
he a free
Yeah,
agent.
he might have to deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he already a free agent, so his money is not even factored in to that at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like he's off the books. So you're done with Zach Martin unless you give him a contract. You ain't got to worry about Zach Martin. You ain't got to do nothing with that. But what I'm saying is the Dallas Cowboys can theoretically sign all of their players, stay underneath the salary cap, and still sign some people in free agency. The question is, will they be willing to make those kind of moves? You know what I'm saying? Will they be willing to do that? Because they've shown in the past they were unwilling to do those type of things. Me and Landlord broke down the salary cap 1 year on our show. You know what I'm saying? Talk about what they could do. And guess what? All those numbers were damn near spot on.
They did almost all the
Yeah.
The only thing they didn't do was get the players that we wanted. They got some different players. They got some different players because they brought in Stephon Gilmore. We didn't see that coming. I think we took
had
Patrick
him keeping
Peterson on ours. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta stop that though.
We had them restructuring Zeke because we thought they're gonna keep him.
Yeah.
The Cowboys love giving out desperation contracts, bro. I really do hate that. You can almost guarantee a free agent we finna get. You can just eye him like somebody who's on that last leg and so like who. Think about it, Stephon Gilmore, almost like he's a journeyman at this point.
Stephon Gilmore was nice. I wish he would have stayed.
He was.
I wish he would have stayed.
That's what I mean. Why not give him a 2 year? You know what I'm saying? But we gave him a 1. Eric Kendricks he had a team, but he got casted aside by the Niners at the last minute. Desperation.
He dipped on the Niners though.
Because he thought he was gonna be the guy. Because I think he wanted to be the guy in the rotation or Greenlaw, but they leaned on Greenlaw because Greenlaw was still hurt.
Oh, okay. Because I thought he had just chose to be with Zim.
I thought so too. Hey, real quick, shout out to B-Bird for the $5 super chat, man. He said the reason that the Joneses can take chances on rookies, undrafted free agents, Mozzie, is because you can't get fired. No other GM will reach their job like this. That's what we'll talk about on the show, man. No other GM would get 28, failed seasons to build a Super Bowl team. You're going after like 5 if you know what I'm saying, like.
Yep.
So like,
okay,
that's just what it is. There's no accountability. But go ahead.
I know this show supposed to been called Solutions. Like I'm sorry.
Oh, you
it's
good,
just
man.
ugly
We
right
talking.
now.
This is all solutions. Hey.
Now let's see. Can we transition to that? Because I got to get out of here after a while. All right. Let's see. Can we come up with a plan that can help this team right now?
Kidnap Jerry.
You mean like a trade? I mean, I got open right here.
Whatever you got, we need to talk about
So
it.
here's the top 10 players that's on the trade block. You got Deontay Johnson. If you don't remember him, he was a Steeler for the longest. He's in Carolina. Carolina's in the dumps right now, and they're gonna probably be trying to gain assets so they can rebuild again. They've been rebuilding for like a whole damn decade. They got Bryce Young. They said they trying to look for another quarterback, but I mean, I'd rather have him on my roster than Trey Lance.
I would love to have Bryce.
Mike Williams, we said this. He's a jump ball receiver, long-time receiver from the Chargers. Only thing with him,
injury.
He's a bit injury prone. That is the only thing. That's the only thing. But then they got Jonathan Jones, cornerback. For the Patriots, we don't really need DBs. We getting them back. Walk a little. I played with this man in high school. OT from the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they even just wanted to get a rotational lineman, somebody. If the Tyler Guyton experiment really failed and we just want to get somebody in there that can just hold up until we get to the draft. And then Greg Newsome, we just played. This would be a solid cornerback.
I'm looking at skill positions, to be honest.
Yeah, you ain't looking at no defense.
I ain't looking at none of that.
Hassan Reddick, even though this is
I'll take him.
I would, but we got to pay him. That's the only thing.
Well, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that ain't
Moving
happening.
on. That's sad. That's sad, ain't it? That's
I would take him, honestly. Well, you can call me Buda Baker. Only he's a bit injury prone too. I'll take Buda Baker. I really would.
Is Arizona really that bad? They just beat San Francisco.
They 2-4.
Oh. They ain't got no future. Like, you know, like they looking towards the draft. Let's be honest. And then 2. This is realistic right here.
Who's that?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I'll take his old ass.
I'll take him right now because, you know, beggars can't be choosers. But I always said him and CD was damn near the same type of skill set.
We got to outbid Pittsburgh. That's the only thing. Because I think Pittsburgh really want him. That's the only thing.
Outbidding?
Yeah,
that means we're out.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
never gonna get it.
That's just so sad, but if we gotta outperform somebody with some money, but that shit dead.
And then the last person, Azeez Ojulari.
Ojulari. I liked him too.
Yeah, you know, we do need edge.
We need edge bad.
Yeah. Hey. So this is just a couple of guys, y'all, that we could add on. But I had it like this, but I didn't know that. That's on me.
We can get him. Then maybe Mike Williams. I don't know if that move no needles or nothing, but that might be able to work with him though.
That's what I mean. A lot of our issues got to be fixed in the house. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I mean, all this not practicing. I've been seeing a lot of that. Not the intensity down, discipline. Like, you know, when at home games. Maybe it helps a little bit. We come into these games and we focus. We can start sooner. You know what I'm saying? Firing Solari. I just put out a video, y'all. We need to fire his ass too. I'm out. I'm out. I'm completely out. Because like offensive linemen, they don't fall off a cliff if that makes sense as they get older. It's like a trend. It's like a gradual decline. Not what we saw from Martin last week. You ain't ever supposed to see that. He may be hurt. But I'm just saying, right? It's not supposed to be a steep cliff.
At this point, I'm hoping he's dealing with something. For real. Because that's the only way I can, accept that.
Yeah.
That dude got a bag off of Zach, man.
Like, he instantly got paid. He whooped his ass on Sunday. He was at the bank by Tuesday.
Hey, that would have been a hell of a motivator, right? If his people told him, you go out there and whoop Zach, we got you a deal the next day. That boy said, challenge accepted.
That's crazy, man.
That'd have been a hell of a motivation right there.
Man, so we're gonna try to get out of here. We appreciate all of y'all, man. We at 133. Hey, if you just new here, make sure to like, subscribe, HTM Sports, Landlord from Alabama. This was a great show. Hopefully we can do it again. Great talk. Hey, any last words from y'all?
Man, fire the GM, Jerry.
Fire the GM. I think that need to be for everybody's type of sentiments right now.
Yeah, fire his ass.
And make a trade, man. Just make a trade. We need something right now. Read the room, Jerry. We need something. You know what I'm saying? We are not pleased. I think we can't be no more clear about that. We are not pleased, and we need you to do something about it, sir. That's it.